Thank you for joining us on Days Grow By in our Spotlight series. Today we have Tim Chedester. Tim, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Nick. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us today. If you haven't noticed, you've probably seen Tim's face all over our website. He is a contributor to Days Grow By, and he's also a certified life coach and the owner of Balance Effect. And today we're going to talk to Tim about some of the different things that you may expect from a life coach and some of the different things that he does, and to kind of see into that world a little bit. Tim, my first question for you is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Nick, I came here to Las Vegas in 1996 from Northern California. And not long after I arrived here, I was asked to, or someone was actually promised, into taking a personal growth seminar. And as a result of taking that personal growth seminar, my world just opened up. And as a result, I started to dig into a world of personal development that I found to be very interesting and very inspiring. And I felt that I wanted to continue my growth process. And along the way, I started to discover that I had a love for coaching and helping others. I actually found myself having what I would consider out-of-body experiences when people would ask me for support that I'd never experienced before. And I had to start listening to those voices and those feelings. And that drove me to, over a period of time, to become a certified life coach. And that's what so that's what I'm doing now. And I started my business at some point. I got to a place that I got myself involved in things I didn't want to be involved in anymore. The voices in my mind and my heart were telling me that, Tim, you don't need to be doing this anymore. You need to be doing what you love. So I literally quit my job. You see, I walked off the job that day and started my business.
That's a pretty dramatic life change, wouldn't you say?
Very dramatic life change. It was scary, and at the same time, it was incredibly empowering.
Sounds like it. Tim, I have a question for you. A lot of people who are listening might not know a lot about life coaching. What exactly is a life coach?
Well, before I answer that question, Nick, the first thing I actually say that it's not uncommon at all for people to ask that question, because a lot of people do not understand really what a life coach is. It's for the most part, a new profession. This is starting to trend much more and more people as time goes by are getting involved in personal development and they can use a coach. And that's in fact, that's one of the things that brought me to coaching was not knowing about coaching. Having said that, to actually answer your question, what is coaching? Well, coaching is what it is, and it's an alliance between the coach and the client that are created between both of them to assist the client in his or her own advancement toward a more fulfilling life. And the coach provides support, structure, validation, and encouragement. And the client has to provide some things too as well. That would be things like desire, intention, willingness, commitment, and perseverance. Willingness is probably the number one component that the client needs to bring to the party. The coach focuses on specific issues that seem to be plaguing, hampering, slowing down, limiting the client, and he works with him or her through a process to support them and get them beyond what is keeping them from getting where they want to go to essentially to find their own answers.
With that being said, Tim, what do you think is the biggest challenge or concern that a client will bring to you?
The biggest challenge is really the willingness to change. And the reason that I say the willingness is because what generally ends up taking place in the beginning, in fact, you probably heard it, in fact, you maybe asked yourself this question yourself, is again, you keep asking yourself why you continue to do it. Well, it's kind of like getting stuck on a treadmill, like a mouse on a treadmill, over and over and over again. You don't know what it is that's going on. You just know that you'd like it to stop. That seems to be the biggest one, and that's really very foundational. If you start to peel back a lot of the layers of a lot of different issues, a lot of different things, oftentimes it comes back to that. Why do I do that? They don't understand why they do that. So my job would be to support them through probing questions, to get some clarification, help them to clarify what the issue may be, and then we move forward in that direction to get them to understand first what the problem is, why they're doing that, and how they can move away from it and empower themselves to create new habits, new actions, new beliefs, to take them where it is they want to go. So I would have to say that willingness to be able to look at themselves is probably the most common, and it's all different, and it's in all different ways, all different circumstances.
So with that being said, Tim, let me get this straight then. If, let's say I was dealing with a different issue, whether it might be personal or business related, you can basically life coach in those different areas. It's not just for, say, someone who is working at a job in a corporation. This can also be for individuals who are struggling with just general life issues. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, exactly. I like to tell everybody that I support people in getting past issues by working with them from the inside out. So whether it's business or whether it's personal, generally it always goes back to something that's happening on the inside of them. A limited belief, being stuck, a thought process, worthiness, desire, deserving, things of that nature. And you would be surprised, even in business, a life coach can support a client in discovering or clarifying the issue that's actually a personal issue that it actually transcends into the business world.
I see. So basically focusing on some of the personal habits that they have might be what is holding them back in being successful in their business career, is what you're saying.
Sure. It could be something like a limiting belief about the relationship with money. Maybe their relationship with money is that they've never had it. It's something they believe it's always been difficult to achieve, difficult to create, or they never thought they deserved money, or their parents struggled, and so they carried on that limiting belief with them, and it stops them from creating money because they really just don't know how to do it. But oftentimes, they don't understand that that's the issue. They're running around and getting things and doing things, touching things, and coming up with processes and whatnot, and yet they still keep hitting that wall. And so invariably what ends up happening is there's something going on underneath. And it would have to do with a relationship with money. Now that's just an example. But you can see how that would translate, or how that could possibly hamper or hinder a business person or a business owner in creating a successful business if they have an unhealthy relationship with money. That's just an example.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. Well, that's the end of part one of our interview here with Tim. We'll be back with part two, where we discuss a little bit more on what actually goes on with the client and Tim as they develop their life coaching sessions. Back in a minute.